Brock Lesnar gives us an answer, Trish Stratus gives us an explanation, and Becky Lynch gives us a no-show. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is time for your WWE Raw preview for tonight's show in North Little Rock, Arkansas for the 17th of April 2023. We're on the road to WWE Backlash. We are 3 weeks away, or 3 weeks past, should I say, from WrestleMania. And WWE's been in a little bit of a decline since then. Hopefully we can actually see a good show for once. I feel like the last 3 main roster shows have been really bland. We got the Brock Lesnar turn on Cody on the night after WrestleMania. I mean, apart from that, nothing really interesting, nothing exciting has happened, but we do have Brock back on the show tonight, and when Brock's on the show, you know that anything can happen. Well, anything apart from Brock wrestling, because he doesn't wrestle on Raw. He isn't interested in wrestling on Raw. You're lucky if you get him to wrestle on a pay-per-view, never mind wrestle on Raw. So yeah, I don't think we'll see Brock Lesnar wrestle tonight, but what we will see is Brock Lesnar respond to Cody Rhodes' challenge for WWE Backlash. It's believed that the match is confirmed, so I'm assuming Brock Lesnar will come out and he will accept the Cody Rhodes challenge, and we should get Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar at Backlash, and that is a main event match. If ever you've seen one, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes definitely feels like a big match. And let's be honest, a lot of times I think over the past 2 years, when Roman Reigns hasn't been at a pay-per-view, sometimes the main event of the pay-per-view just feels lackluster. It doesn't feel like a legit main event, but this does feel like a main event, even though there's no world title on the line. Brock versus Cody. I mean, it legit feels like, in WWE at the moment, you feel like there is only 3 real main eventers. Roman Reigns, obviously being the champ, is one of them, and these are the other 2. So, yeah, Cody versus Brock. Big match for WWE Backlash. So it'll be interesting to see if Cody responds to Brock tonight. Will Cody confront Brock? Or will Brock just come out and... It's weird. He doesn't have Paul Heyman anymore, so he actually has to speak for himself. He actually has to say words, which I guess is pretty cool, but we'll find out tonight whether Cody will confront Brock or whether Brock will just come out and say what he wants to say. I think we'll see a confrontation. I'd like it to get physical. I would like to see Cody try and attack Brock. Maybe that's asking too much, though. I'm not entirely sure. Also on tonight's show, Trish Stratus will reveal. She'll give us answers. She'll explain why she did what she did to Becky Lynch last week. Obviously, she was the one that got pinned in the WWE Women's Championship Tag Team match, and she cost Lita and Becky Lynch the titles. Now, did she lose on purpose? Who knows? Was she the one that attacked Lita? Who knows? I guess we'll find out tonight. I'm assuming the angle is going to be that Becky Lynch stole her best friend. That seems to be the obvious thing, but I guess we'll find out tonight what Trish has to say about Becky Lynch. And speaking of Becky Lynch, she's not on tonight's show. She revealed on Twitter earlier that she won't be at Raw tonight, but she's also blacked out her Twitter background profile, which is pretty strange. It's the same thing that Drew McIntyre did a couple of days ago, so you have to wonder, is there a little bit more to this than simply a storyline? Why is she blacking out her Twitter? And they're trying to say that it's playing into the storyline that she feels betrayed. If she really felt betrayed, wouldn't she be at the show tonight wanting answers? Wouldn't she be at the show tonight wanting to get her hands on Trish Stratus? Honestly, it just feels cheap. It feels like a way. It feels like they don't want them to have a confrontation. It feels like they don't want them to be physical, so they're not putting Becky Lynch on the show. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Becky Lynch on Raw next week and Trish Stratus isn't on Raw. I just don't get it. It's like they almost don't want her to be in the same Raw at the same time. So, who knows? I actually wouldn't even be surprised if Cody doesn't interact with Brock tonight. That's how lame WWE's become. It's like they just want to save everything for the pay-per-view. Never before did you get that. You always got build-up between the 2 wrestlers that were fighting in the weeks leading up to the match. Whether it be in promos, whether it be in segments, whether it be in tag team matches where they'd be, teaming up with other partners to take on each other. You always had some sort of interaction, but nowadays it's almost like they just want to keep the wrestlers separated up until, their match at the pay-per-view. I don't get it, man. It's boring as fuck. We have Seth Rollins versus The Miz announced for tonight. I mean, you speak of boring and you think of The Miz. I'm sorry, Miz, but I think you should take time off, or, I don't know, leave. Go and do your straight-to-DVD movies, because you bore everybody. The guy is just boring. Honestly, Miz, I never want to see another Miz TV in my life. And why we're getting Seth Rollins versus The Miz when this is basically, you know who's winning this, man. There's no chance in hell that The Miz is getting a win over Seth Rollins tonight, but, I mean, whatever. We also have Austin Theory taking on Bobby Lashley in a non-title match, so the US title will not be on the line. A little bit strange, honestly. I'm a bit confused why it's Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. Last week, with Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed, that went to like a double count out. I would assume that's going to continue. Will Bronson Reed prevent Bobby Lashley from beating Austin Theory? Maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. Could it be a triple threat match for the United States Championship heading into Backlash? Possibly. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see tonight. But it does feel weird that Bobby Lashley is all of a sudden taking on Austin Theory out of nowhere in a United States Championship match. And another thing, ever since Austin Theory beat Cena at WrestleMania, like, Cena's completely disappeared off the face of the earth. It's very disappointing. You don't even get any follow-up. You don't even get any interaction with John Cena. He doesn't cut a promo. He doesn't come out the night after Raw. He doesn't do anything. He literally loses to Austin Theory after one A-Town down and fucks off back to Hollywood. I mean, what's happened to Big Match John? This is the same guy that criticised The Rock for leaving and staying away for 7 years. John Cena is almost just as bad. Turns up to have one match a year, then pisses off and you never see him again. Big Match John, I know we can't see you, but we literally can't see you right now, man. You're never here. So yeah, Austin Theory is the US champ. At the moment, there's no sign of him defending the belt against anybody heading into Backlash. Maybe they'll get something done tonight, but right now, there isn't really anything happening, guys. And that's pretty much it. That is it for your Raw preview. So you've got Brock Lesnar giving Cody his answer. You've got Trish Stratus with her explanation. And then you've got two non-title matches. Seth Rollins, Miz, and Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory. So, yeah, not a lot to speak about. I mean, the last couple of wrestling shows have been really, really poor. Hopefully tonight's Raw can be better. I'm a little bit optimistic with Brock Lesnar being here, because when Brock's here, you know, you're always guaranteed something good at least. But yeah, the rest of the show is looking flat. Let's be real. There's not much there. There honestly isn't much there. And I think Raw has struggled ever since Roman Reigns took both belts, man. The fact that they don't have a world title on Raw, it's killing Raw. And SmackDown's not much better, because Roman Reigns barely even shows up on SmackDown. So this draft honestly cannot happen quick enough. Roman Reigns losing the belts cannot happen quick enough. They need to get good rosters again with both shows having world titles and try and elevate some people into main event status, because right now there literally is no main eventers. I mean, you've got Brock, Cody, Roman Reigns. Everyone else feels a massive step below those three. Honest to God, everybody, whether it be Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, whether it be like a McIntyre on SmackDown, or, you know, a Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, people can say they're main event. No, they're tag team champions. They don't feel like main eventers. Those guys are like mid-carders, upper mid-carders. Right now, there's like legit only 3 main eventers. One's part-time, one never shows up, and the other one's not bad, but let's be honest, he's having the run of his career. He's not like someone that you would traditionally, you know, view as a top star. He's doing good at the moment. But yeah, I wouldn't say Cody Rhodes is on that level. I think he's still got to prove himself over a period of time. So yeah, Raw, WWE, SmackDown, it's all in a bad shape at the moment. But hopefully tonight's show is a little bit better, guys. I'll catch you for the review. And that's it. Till next time, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Hopefully Raw's pretty decent. Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's on the show, so it's guaranteed to get at least a 1 out of 10. I'll catch you in the review. Till next time, peace.